Good morning, gorgeous ones. Dr. Lucy here with another episode of what used to be keto in the car, then it became keto in the craft room. Now it's just, Lucy's ramblings really. Just after 8 o'clock Tuesday morning, and yesterday we talked a bit about your mind, because that's my favourite thing to talk about, and the idea that what you tell yourself is actually what happens. So if you tell yourself you can't do it, then you are right, you can't. If you tell yourself it's hard, then you are right, it's hard. So today I'd really like you to be thinking a bit more about this and listening to the way that we talk to ourselves, because for a lot of it is unconscious chatter, constantly criticizing the way we're doing something, or telling us that we can't do it, or that we're no good, or that we'll never be as good as somebody else, or that we're not doing it right, or that it's not fast enough. All of these sorts of kind of just stream of conscious, often subconscious ramblings are just in the back there. And what they do is this is when people talk about sabotage and self-sabotage. This is what it is. It's just that you start listening to these constant ramblings. So two things happen, two things that you can try. The first thing is that you need to be aware of it. So start tuning in, listening to what your brain's saying to you and going, interesting. So it will say all sorts of things, and the majority of it's not true. This is the thing, we think it's true, but it's not. The truth is often not what our brain says. What it says is, it's weird. You would think you're thinking, well, it's my brain, should know what I'm talking about. Honestly, it isn't, because what happens is that our thoughts often are through a lens, and that lens is affected by our whole life history. So if you've had a parent, for example, that was quite critical, or a parent that perhaps compared you a lot, why can't you be more like your sister, or why can't you be more like your cousin, or something like that. Often some well-meaning words designed to help motivate you, but then just become part of your story. So your story becomes, why can't I be more like blah blah, who seems to be able to do this so easily, and for me it's so hard. And the weird thing is that we always compare up. We always seem to think that somebody else is achieving what we want or doing what we want, but that it's somehow easier for them, and that it's too hard for us and we're never going to be able to do it. So awareness, first thing. Second thing, sometimes call it out. It is rubbish. Okay, I love telling my brain it's rubbish. Use a lot of swearing. I love a bit of swearing. I won't do it on here, but I do tell myself, oh my God, that's just bullshit. And then replace it. So you don't just go, oh, well, I'm not listening to negative Nancy. You can replace it with some more positive things. So when you hear yourself starting to say, oh my God, they've lost so much, and I've lost only 2 kilos. Doesn't matter. Everyone's running their own race. So you can say, I'm running my own race. I've got different set of circumstances there. And in fact, speaking of races, there is no race to get vaccinated. Of course there is. But there is no race to lose weight. There is honestly no race, because nothing magical happens when you get to that finishing point. Nothing. You just keep doing the same thing. So just start now. Listen to your voice. If it's coming up with negative stuff, just call it out. Be aware first. It takes some time. Don't worry. You don't become an expert mind management person in a day. But just be aware and to start challenging. Maybe what your brain is telling you isn't actually true. All right, lovelies. I've got to run off to work. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, Zools.